Hi, how are you? It's Mob Guppy, where the Guppy is the mob. 4 already here. 2 thumbs up. Thank you guys so much. Chewy, you are in the house. And it is the Mob Guppy Gangster. Absolutely. So I hope you guys are having a great Monday. I want to be your Monday Fishroom motivator. Because let's face it, we all need motivation. You may have had Lumpy Dog. What's up? All of you may have had a bad day. Or your day may have been fine. My day was, poco y poco. Part of it was really good. Part of it was really bad. It was like I had junk to get done today, and it seemed like I was being pushed in different directions all day long. Small Fry Aquatics, welcome. How are you? Oh, you know who's here? Bolo, the fish room dog. I just took him out for a walk. He pooped and everything. So who knows what's going on with him. Now he's looking at me barking. Bolo, what? So Saturday night, I put Bolo in the backyard occasionally, but usually I'm watching him. And, oh, brother, listen to him. Let me get a treat for him. Hold on. I'll be right back. He's spoiled. Hold on. I'm coming. I'm coming back. Hold on. I'm coming. I'm coming. All right. I'm back. All right. So we all have certain things. My day was, I swear to you, I arrived at 5 a.m. I took me forever to do the simplest tasks. Hey, Chattanooga Ed, welcome. How are the Guppies doing, by the way? How are the Guppies doing? And here's Bolo's treat. Leave it. Take it. He feels the vibration. Sit. Because trust me, he ain't hearing all that well. So we all need motivation to do stuff in the fish room. It's I don't know, even if you have automatic water change system, you need to do water changes. You have mulm, you have stuff on the bottom of the tank that you need to get out. I know I do. Hey, it's Doug Gray. That's right. I am the Guppy Maharisha Majish Yogi Indian Guru. Yes. Reincarnated as a portly, balding white guy in beautiful Joplin, Missouri. Yeah, it's all good. So so Chattanooga Ed, how are your guppies doing? I need to know. Let's see here. Being somebody who prefers, as I go through the day, we all need. There's not really a time unless you go out and you change water on your aquariums. If you just changed it a few days ago, in all your aquariums, you probably need to change water in your aquariums. I have a couple of aquariums that need a water change. They certainly do. It's and I'll get it done. I probably not after we're done with the live stream today. I got home from work and I had to do more work. And like one of my corporate bosses called me and it wasn't going through. Excellent. I'm glad the guppies are pretty and doing great. And yeah, they're really nice looking. The swordtail guppies are fantastic looking fish. It is, it's just you don't expect it mainly because we are conditioned to, going through. Well, yeah, Bolo is my boss at home, but I've got I'm going to tell you, I have 5 bosses. The owner of the company I work for, the vice president or senior vice president or vice presidente, whatever he is. Actually, I don't know what his title is. All I know is I answer to him. I've never asked. I'm not big on titles anyways. Then I have the guy underneath them. And then I have the operations manager, who I interact with most. And so, and so because I interact with them, it's that's part of the deal. Yeah, happy birthday, Chattanooga Ed. I think I wished you on the big Facebook yesterday. I try to do that every day. I try to be, you know why? I'm just a pocket full of sunshine. That's why I'm here. We all have stuff to do in our fish room. I'll tell you what I have done here, and it may not necessarily, it may not necessarily be the biggest thing, but I did something in the fish room yesterday. Besides, brine shrimp hatchery and feeding and all that sort of junk. You see, there you go. It's wouldn't it be great to have all red swordtail guppies? Huh. So the process of having the process of going out and getting being motivated to do what's next. So here's what I did is that I have hatcheries, but I have the ones with the plastic bottles on it. I'm like mediocre on how much I like that. Sometimes I think they're good, sometimes they're not. But if you change the water bottle every couple of months, it's nice and clean to look in, and you can watch, make sure everything looks good, make sure when it's nice and red to feed to the fish. Okay, so I went and I took out my handy dandy trusty switchblade and cut up and cleaned out some things. So I have new ones to go in. I started a new one this morning, and I started my fish, my brine shrimp hatchery a little later than normal. I'm going to feed them baby brine shrimp after we go from there. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Doug Gray has those red red-eyed albinos from Asia. Holy cow, they look good. So I'm feeding Bolo. He prefers to be fed by hand. Why? Because he's spoiled as hell. As he should be. Okay. He wants to get down now because he's thirsty. There you go. So that's sort of the deal. Bolo, we all, hey, Valley Fish. Loved looking at your video that you came out showing those beautiful fire red, fire red shrimp. That look good. Hey, and I'm glad they're looking good for you. And axolotls are very cool, absolutely. But your, red-eyed albinos, the RREAs, Doug, are pretty sweet. It's they're pretty sweet all the way around. So it's been we've been waiting for rain here. I'm pro drought, and I'm sure who's pro drought with me. It was so wet this spring. I mean, it just constantly rained. So we've gone like 10 days with just a little bit of water. And I have a younger tree in my backyard, and all of a sudden the leaves on top of it are beginning to go yellow. So that means it needs water. So there you go. And, so it's, Hey, Chattanooga Ed, here in Joplin, we got rain seemingly every day from March till about 10 days till like June 10th, almost every day. Okay, very cool. Thanks, Benny. Thanks for being here. Hey, what's up, Trinity Phoenix? What's up, Melvin? What is up, gang? Yeah, I'll tell you what is, I have so much junk going on. I don't know if I'd be able to enjoy a pool to put one in. Number one, they're a money pit. And as everyone knows here, I'm cheap. I'm just, I'm a cheap man. Melvin changed his name again. You're gonna have to watch a couple of his videos, Doug, to keep up to date on what's going on. Hey, there you go. Pleco sex, you're on. Oh man, Pleco love. And today's drink of choice in a Minnesota Vikings decanter or glass, wherever this is Fresca. Anybody want Fresca? Mmm, that's good. Bob Kaler. Hey, welcome. Yeah, we got 15 here. 7 likes. Hit a like, everybody. Be real helpful. Yeah, the Starry Night Pleco, Chewy, I agree with you. Totally agree with you. I love them. I think they're great. Nope, just Fresca. Like Judge Smells in Caddyshack. Renee, how are you? Oh, you got your first batch of swordtails from one of the female. Excellent. You'll see more of them. You will see more of them. Congratulations. It's quite frankly, I think everyone should have swordtail guppies in their aquariums. And if you don't, everybody who has them loves them. Renee loves them. Chattanooga Ed. Doug has some swordtail guppies. They're pretty sweet. Free fish at your home, but you have to come and get them. All right. L66 King Tigers. Yeah, I'll tell you what, if you want to go down a rabbit hole with fish, besides discus and bettas, having to do with some of the rare cories and having to do with a lot of the plecos, I'm all in. That's good. I'm glad, Melvin. We all need positive stuff. Yeah, and maybe your favorite. Yeah, you've got fire red shrimp now. Those are pretty sweet as well. Ignore the weirdos. Exactly. Exactly. That's why I've picked up agoraphobia. I mean, it's in my area in Joplin, Missouri, we have had a pop of COVID-19 cases. There weren't that many here, and like 3 weeks ago, in Joplin itself, there were only like 14 cases, and the last few weeks now there's like 60. I mean, they're just popping. It's popping all over the place. And where it started originally, where it sort of popped up, is Carthage, Missouri, which is just near Joplin, same county. And ironically, most people have heard about Carthage over Joplin, but it's true. And so here's, yeah, I'll tell you what, those are really nice shrimp. Those are real nice shrimp, Jeff. They were a great find for me. I'm glad I got them. I think that I think those fire red shrimp are pretty outrageously good. And Renee, I was going to send you a note. I have some for you. So I'll send you a note on that if you're still interested in them. Because all of a sudden I have enough. I got down to where I was like seeing like, I added up like in my 65. I added up like just about 40, and and I couldn't sell anymore, mainly because I didn't want to get down to where I was at 15 or what have you, and having to rebuild from there. It's Renee keeps talking about she doesn't have any room, but she finds it. She finds it. You know what? And I think for any of I'm no longer married, but I think anybody who is married and loves aquariums, I'm going to tell you something. Is that I think this is a discussion that everyone sort of has. There's that one kid, what was his name? Caleb. He shows up occasionally here. He's like 14 or 15 aquariums. And I think the deal is, I think he told his parents it's better than drugs. What do you want me on drugs? So there you go. That is good, Doug Gray. That is something to put in. I count the shrimp in my tanks. Yeah, that's what I do. I'll send you a note. I'll give you the same deal I gave Valley Fish. And who else? I gave someone else that deal as well. I'll give you the same deal. And who else got shrimp from me? I can't remember right now off the top of my head. Long work day. I'll tell you what, that alarm went off at 3:45 this morning. And I was having one of those weird nightmares where I was about to get arrested, and I don't know really what I did. But they were coming to get me. It may have had to do with my agoraphobia. So there you go. Yeah, I like that. I like the idea, Renee, that you now have a quarantine tank. Big thumbs up. So it's see, my buddy Logan with Ambist Aquatics got Valley Fish. Who else got shrimp from me? Now I'm like, I'm gonna have to check my email. Hold on, because now my mind has gone absolutely blank on who got shrimp from me. And normally if it's the fish fam, I'm pretty good at remembering who purchased stuff from me. So that's that's a little problematic. And so let's see here. Oh, Kendall Otter. Kendall Otter got some of those from me. So that's kind of nice. I like Kendall. He's a good guy. Shrimp and garlic too. You know what, Renee? I think you need a second quarantine tank. Hey, Raleigh, what's up? Fish Keeping Jamaica's here. Man, now the party's going. Now the party is going. So yeah, I mean, it's a whole good thing. So Bolo the Wonder Dog has been at my feet playing with one of his toys. Again, Bolo, hubby is rolling his eyes right now. Just tell him, hey, you know what? You could have picked up drugs. There's so many bad things people can do other than own more aquariums. And, hey, pretty much nearly every state's going to have all the marijuana you could ever want. So there you go. Yeah, 15 people here, 7 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. I appreciate all the thumbs up. Be great to have 15 and 15. But you know what? I don't make that choice for you. You may not necessarily like this live stream all that much. No, that's funny. That's funny, Renee. It's you see, I'm sort of like your fish drug dealer type guy, and thank God, Bob Kaler. Thank you for disliking. Some sort of a comment is all good. Is all good. I am in favor of it. So it's I went and picked up some pretty sweet. I got brine shrimp this week, ready to go. So it's all good. I'm your dealer and enabler. Yes, I'm about as bad as a person you can find. Oh, by the way, here's Bolo. And now he's sitting down here. He hadn't quite scratched my leg yet. If he had scratched my leg, I knew it would be time for him to climb up with me. Yep, some Red Stripe beer. You just heard him bark. Bolo! What? What's going on, Mr. Boss? All right, here's a treat. One of his food items. I think he's hungry. Okay, come on. He was running away from me. He does this little dance that he does with me. Okay. Bolo. Yeah, this is how it goes through. And yeah, Bolo does want Diet Dr. Pepper. I'll tell you what, I went back to see if I could get that same deal of Diet Dr. Pepper that I got at Walmart since Sam's Club has been completely out of it. Okay, hold on. I have to get Bolo some bait. Yep, Bolo the Wonder Dog. Bolo needs bait. Hold on. Bolo needs bait. I'm coming. I'm coming. All right. It's like the second time during this live stream I've gotten up for you, Mr. Bolo. All right. He's dancing. I got his treats for him, which he likes. Pet Botanics. They're small ones, and they're grain-free. Bolo has lost weight, by the way. He lost about a half pound in the last couple of months. Don't ask me why. It's probably because he's old. And you know how sometimes older folks, they get real skinny. Maybe he's losing muscle mass. I don't know. I think he's actually lost a little bit of his tummy weight because Bolo is a little husky, like his daddy. And okay, he's eating. So let's see here. What did I miss? You ordered a Svengoolie glow-in-the-dark T-shirt. I saw a T-shirt on Facebook, but I've like gotten cold about ordering anything on Facebook. I ordered some stuff, to plant my garden in because I didn't want to like till into the ground, do above ground type of thing. I ordered this on May 2nd. It's not here yet. Now, the deal is PayPal claims it's on its way, but all of a sudden they created the label the last time I complained, and they have yet to deal with it. Yeah, so nice. Really, really nice. I'm back on my eating schedule here. I've been pretty good all day today. I've been pretty much in my game. So hold on, let me. So I ordered this thing. I see it on Facebook, and I'm going, oh, perfect. Above ground fabric. I can just put stuff in it. I mean, just talk about great. Okay. So your tracking number for your order is this, and this, and you can track it here. Okay, so I open up this website, which is an all-in-one thing, and let's see. The label was created on May 20th, 2020, and it arrived at shipping partner facility, USPS, waiting for item. This is on Sunday. Okay, nothing. Nada. I think it's like the greatest scam in the world. So that's sort of my deal. That's, I'm scared about ordering stuff off of Facebook now. Oh, that's weird. Let's see here. I lost the conversation for a second. Yeah. Let's see. For Bolo, take a look at the recipe for satin balls and ask the vet if they might be okay for him to help put on, maintain weight, and you're not being dirty. Okay. I'll tell you what, I'll look into it. The big problem for Mr. Bolo is that he is, during his 13 years of life, he has never been on one particular dog food for more than a year and a half. I have to watch treats with him. He only can eat a couple of different types of treats. He's been on this dog food for about 18 months. So there you go. Had nothing to do with chef, Doug Gray, nothing to do with chef. Yeah, so that his stomach is real sensitive. For instance, you give him any type of table food, even if it's a meat without just a little piece of meat, he'll have diarrhea for days. He has the world's most sensitive stomach. And it started off when he was relatively young, so I don't know what the deal is. It's other than that, he's really good. Well, South Park is a wonderful thing. The sarcasm of some of the characters are right up my alley. So I went out and I did a Facebook live stream yesterday for a few minutes, just to wish people a happy Father's Day. And one of my guy who's married to one of my cousins, he just sat there and he said, he actually went out and said this. He said, "Come on, give me some sarcasm. If you're gonna be here, give me some sarcasm." All right, V4RRR bat _4 Yang chocolate salty balls, I believe, exactly correct, by Chef. That he was selling at like a school thing. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Rock bands down there. I know Bob Marley came from Jamaica. Well, there's his son. A bunch of his sons are musicians. They're very good. And Bolo, what are you up to? By the way, for those of you who take shots based on how many times Bolo gets up and down, it's this is Bolo's 4th time up. So you're 4 shots in. If If you're not, I'd get moving on it. Stephen Marley, yeah. And of course, let's see. Hold on here. One of them had a bunch. Tomorrow People, and was a big hit in like the late '80s. Ziggy Marley, everybody. And sounds a lot like his dad. GRB Aquatics, good day. You know who does not sound like his dad? John Carter Cash. I saw Johnny Cash in concert, and it was a treat and a half. And Johnny Cash, June Carter Cash, who were great, and their kids who can't sing. So Rosie Carter sang a couple of songs, and she had an unbelievably strong voice. Actually, she was fine. And John Carter Cash cannot sing his way out of a paper bag. He, they turned him over to sing a couple of songs. I swear to you, there were people in that audience who were literally thinking of suicide. So I think John Carter Cash is a great human being from everything I've seen with him. I've seen interviews, I've seen stuff like that. But my God, the guy his mother has that huge voice. Johnny Cash has that huge voice. Yeah, I know, Doug Gray. I know. So let's get back to Fishroom motivation. So it's again, one of my motivating factors, of course, is to have healthy, happy fish. And I know it's one of your motivations as well. Everybody who's here wants to have happy, healthy, good-looking fish. And and part of that is doing the chores, doing the water changes, doing the proper feedings, making sure that. And by the way, there are times I'm really good on my water changes, and then there's times I'm not that good. Tampa Tom Fishing, welcome to the live stream. Great having you here. Thanks for the thumbs up. And I think we're all that way. Yeah, well, it's they are kind of a pain in the butt. When I do them, I don't mind doing them. It's just once you start, and you can't stop. And yeah, it's not my fault that I like reggae, that I know me some reggae. Jimmy Cliff, Black Aruru. I know me some reggae. Bolo, by the way, barked at me a couple times, scratched my leg, then he went over to play with his toy. So there you go. Yeah, Burning Spear. Yeah. Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Come for you. Third world, yeah. I love the reggae. What I don't necessarily get into as much, just me personally, is some of the world music. Some of it I like. It's like some of the some of the world music bands I like. That's fine. I don't have a problem with hip hop and rap. I think a lot of it's really, really good. I think there's a lot of it that's not very good, but it's but again, that's going through. Wish I could get the Jingo River got hit pretty bad. Did it? Uh-huh. Java Ranks, Beanie Man, Bounty Killer, Movado. Oh, hold on. Hello, hold on, gang. I have to put you on hold. 1 second. Hold on, gang. I'll be right with you. Okay, that was one of my high school teachers and my brother, so I had to take that. Oh, Peter Tosh died. Yeah, yeah. I dare say something witty about is being muted, but I can't think of what to say. Mystery Science Theater 3000 style. Exactly. Make up the words. So that was my brother and I had a discussion. When we were in high school, my brother brought one of my dad's college fraternity joke books. And the college fraternity joke book was this. It was dirty jokes, grim cartoons, and Bloody Marys. And it's like from the late 50s. And by today's standard, there was not one dirty joke in there. Not one. But in the day, it was a little risque. And the high school teacher, that's who my brother called with, Mr. Bourne. Yeah, it does sound like an AC/DC CD, exactly. So he admitted that he read it cover to cover. And he didn't know what he did with the book, but he didn't give it back to us. Oh my goodness. No, it's not about fungal cream. By the way, one of my favorite words in the entire world, V4444 bat 4 yang, is ointment. If I can say ointment in one way or another, I would do that in 2 seconds. I love the word ointment. Ointment is really good. So yeah, but before we got interrupted by my brother and high school teacher, Mr. Bourne, is the process of everybody has something to do in the fish room. Water changes are a big deal. Are a real big deal. And and of course good fish, good feeding, and making sure that there's good filtration, a lot of good stuff in our aquariums. And but it's motivated just to do the basics. You can do extraordinary things in your fish room if you do the basics well. And if you do the basics well, then you're in total good shape. And what's wrong, Doug Gray, about living at a Walmart? No, I just said I was on a conference call because it had taken too much time to explain that I was talking about my fish with 30 of right now 14 of the greatest people who've ever lived. But it's he wasn't a science teacher anyways. Bolo, come on. Yeah. No, I'll tell you what, as a kid, in fact, I have one of these books somewhere in a deal. The 600-page books with all the different fish names and all the different tetras and cichlids and live bears and catfish. Trust me, when I was a kid, I would just go through reading that. Oh, look at that fish. Oh my goodness, that's gorgeous. Oh wow. Gets to 11 inches long. Holy capoli. You know, hey V-Stag, what up? Great having you here. What is up, my friend? So that's sort of the deal with the whole fish thing. It is, you know, that's sort of the deal. You know what, VB23? Hey, how are you? Welcome to the live stream. You know, someone was talking about that the other day about Daphnia, and I'm trying to remember who it was. I have not cultured Daphnia. I know Doug Gray, I think, has. Is it Bob Kaler? Are you the one who's done? You haven't done Daphnia? Who was talking about that the other day? I watched a video on Scuds, and which I happen to, you know, I have, you know, I'd rather have Daphnia than that. I feed my fish frozen Cyclops. Okay, here we go. Does he come up? Get ready for another drink. Come on, Bolo. So he scratched my leg and he ran back. Yeah, green water should mean great Daphnia. Cheese and ointment at our Walmarts. You see, there you go. I'm going to put him out back. 1 second. You guys have put up with me. I've interrupted this live stream like 10 times. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, come here. I'm coming. I'm coming. All right, I'm coming. I'm coming. All right, I put him in the backyard. All right, so thank you very much. Oh, 12 here. I only said goodbye like 8 people. All right. You sell cheese as a side job. We're now on cheeses. I don't have any cheese in my house. I have hummus. Delicious hummus. Yeah, green water. You know, isn't that supposed to be really good for fry? You hoard cheese for you? My grandfather, who is one of the greatest men who has ever lived, truly. I mean, he was really, really funny. He really, really it was a funny man and a good man. Well, he had a small fridge filled with stinky cheeses that my grandmother would not allow in the main refrigerator. And he had Lindberger, Gouda, I mean, brain cheese. He had any cheese that you'd ever thought. And he would get and he'd have, you know, and, you know, with me for cheese, I just, you know, slice it up and put it on crackers till it's gone. My grandfather was a little more domesticated. He'd go, hey, you want a little piece of Lindberger? And you'd smell it, and as you know, an 8-year-old kid, oh, now I wish I could have some Lindberger with him. Time to get GMA out of the main house. What does GMA stand for? Help me out here. Yeah, ointment. They have a fine selection of ointments. All right. Thank you very much, Melvin. Great having you here. Oh, Grandma. No, didn't get Grandma out of the house. She just laid down the law. No stinky cheese in the main fridge. My grandmother uh, did not speak English until she was in kindergarten. She spoke French. And she made all this great French cooking from scratch. Whatever you'd want that's a French food item, except she did not make uh, she did not make escargot. No escargot. But crepes. She made various French meals, and it was all by scratch, off the top of her head, and it was fantastic. And my mom, she said her biggest regret was not learning all those recipes and how to cook like my grandma. In fact, my dad taught my mom how to cook. And, my dad came from a German Scandinavian background. Really, who wants to eat Norwegian food? Alice isn't here, is she? Or British food or anything like that. You want to have, it's, pork roast, all this different type of German foods. My mom became a killer at it. I mean, she's really good. And so I can remember going out one time and asking if she could make the pork roast for me. And I arrived and she goes, I can't find it. Wiener Schnitzel, absolutely correct. Pork chops, that brown gravy on it. I mean, really, really good. It's a Hassenpfeffer. Hassenpfeffer, really good. It's I mean, I grew up with all that type of stuff. And but my mom really did German pork roast. The Scandinavian item we did have is torsk, which is sort of a poached cod, and you dip it into butter. So there you go. Bugs Bunny stew. Exactly. Hassenpfeffer. And the reason why Hassenpfeffer or why rabbit is put into stews and that type of stuff, there's not a lot of fat, especially in domestic rabbit meat. It's a very lean meat, so you have to add flavor to it. And fat means flavor. Haven't heard many of the Ruski metal bands, but I am familiar with Moscow Guppies, which are fantastic. The Guppies are great. Absolutely great. So when I put Bolo in the backyard like this, let me tell you what he does. He sort of goes around lifting his leg on everything. And he basically goes all around the fence part and lifts his leg to make sure everyone knows Bolo time. Wow, Russian streams. Have to check that out. Yeah, discus. I saw one of those shows about fishing. It was either Monster Fish or River Monsters where they were in the Amazon. In the meat market, they were actually selling dead discus to eat. I don't think these people understand. They ship discus to the USA, wild discus. There's money to be made. You think Guppy people or something. Whoa. Hey, Big Tank Hank, welcome to the live stream. Great having you here. You're right. It's the River Monsters guy or the Monster Fish guy. The Monster Fish, and they all fish for the same fish. The shows are a little bit different. For instance, like the River Monsters has like a horror movie sort of vibe going to it with that British guy. And then the other one is like an American guy who went to Northwestern, who it's more of a scientific type of thing. So there you go. Which guy is creepy? The British guy with the British guy. The River Monsters guy. Yeah, yeah. Well, he's you almost want to give him food because he looks so thin. But then you realize, British food. Fish and chips. The Guinness beer. In fact, I wish I had Guinness beer in the house. I don't, which is sad. Sad all the way around. Let's see here. You catch sea monsters, Tampa Tom? There you go. Yeah. Yeah, the sturgeon. Oh, he likes it. Everyone should love guppies. Everyone should have 20 to 30 tanks of guppies. It's me. Sometimes I just want to shake people into loving our hobby. How many aquariums do you have? You stand in the line at the grocery store trying to make small talk with an attractive lady. You open it up like this. How many aquariums do you have? And give her one of these. They fall over. It is bam. Yeah, shaking babies are bad. Exactly correct. It's a great icebreaker. Absolutely, Bob Kaler. It's a completely great icebreaker. Hi, my name is Peter. I have fish. How many aquariums do you have? Do you want a fresca? If you come to my house, I've got a fresca for you, and you can look at my fish. Yeah, yeah, no, I get it, Chattanooga. Hey, excellent, Renee. I'm glad you're back. Yeah, that's the deal. We're talking about for us single guys how to pick up ladies at the grocery store talking about our fish. I joined a fish club, socialized with the ladies that love fish. It's all a bunch of dumpy, balding white guys like me. Yeah, you see, you have the beard thing. I have never gotten that far in growing the beard, and I probably should. I always like chicken out, like 4 or 5 days in. Yep, Renee, it's your husband doesn't know how lucky he is. Have a nice woman like you who loves her fish. I think that's worthy of 5 or 6 more aquariums. So that's sort of the deal. Yeah, it was. I was in line at the grocery store. This is like, I don't know, not this last weekend, the weekend before. And I was at the grocery store, chatting up with, I was wearing my mask. The lady was wearing a mask. You got major side eye from him. And you see, there you go. And you saw Frankenstein's daughter yesterday. She was kind of hot. Didn't like fish though. Yeah, that's just sort of the way it goes. So I'm at the grocery store and I'm wearing a mask. The lady's wearing a mask. I'm guessing she's, semi age appropriate, probably early 40s. And so a few years younger than me. And, so I'm chatting her up. And, notice she's not wearing a wedding ring, or anything like that. And now he's smiling while flipping you off casually across his temple. There you go. That's love. So, so I'm chatting up this lady, and and just figuring out, well, maybe I can, once this quarantine stuff is over, maybe I can meet her out for a nice, delicious Starbucks or something. And so I'm having this conversation with the lady, and all of a sudden, instead of me like bringing up my fish, she brought up, "You want to see a picture of my grandchild?" Sure. So I looked at the picture of her grandchild. I didn't ask her for her number. My sister thought I was being kind of shallow. But she laughed at, a couple of my stupid little jokes. And, nothing's pre-written. I'm sort of an observational humorist. So, yeah. Yeah, that's that's good. That's good all the way around. All right, gang, I need to wrap it up. Thank you guys for joining for another live stream. I'll try to get some content out this week. Do your fish, do some of that. Lefty 32313A. Hit a like, subscribe if you haven't. Again, thanks, gang, for being with here. And we will do this again soon. Thank you very much.